want a bunch of folks in front of my porch. Let's have a Coca-Cola, a sweet tea, or whatever your drink of flavor is, and let's just talk about life and how far we've come. It's on the only 1340 WTAN Tan Talk Radio Network.
It's All Groovy with Robbie the Shark. Tune in Saturday afternoon from 12 to 1. Listen at your own risk.
Tampa Bay's Tan Talk. Entertaining and informative radio for the Sunshine State.
And the reason there's no need to be unhappy, it's Saturday, it's 12 noon. This is the Tan Talk Radio Network, and it's All Groovy with the one, the only, Robbie the Shark.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to hopefully nice Saturday that you're having today. Lunchtime here, of course. This week episode of the It's All Groovy Show brought to you by the good folks at Sunshine Chauffeur Service, 727-527-RIDE. That's 527-7433. Tell them the Shark sent you $10 or $10,000. You make your choice. St. Patty's Day's coming up. Don't be stupid. Any rate, let's get into it, man. And I need to talk later on. We're going to get into this.
Okay.
There was a big reason that everybody's overlooking why Trump was at the Super Bowl. There's a huge reason, but we're going to save that for this week's episode of the Top 3 to Beat the Bookie. So we're going to save that for a little bit later. And this is when you hear it, you'll say, "Whoa!" It makes sense. It really does. Actually, I think Robbie hit the jackpot this time. But Trump said, "Did you guess this one the other day? That Vance will not be his successor." That's kind of wild, man.
And he's his vice president.
Yeah, his vice president. Already saying 3 weeks into his tour of duty, no, he will not be my successor. What does he mean by that? I'm going to tell you what I believe he means by it. I know what he means by it.
Okay.
Meaning that Trump will survive his 4 years. You remember, he sent a message, just like the instructions to Iran, take me out. Instructions have been left, you'll be wiped out. All right. He plans on doing this 4 years. Trust me, he plans on doing it. And he doesn't want a successor. He doesn't want our last two assassinated presidents, both replaced by a Johnson. And now we're going to change it to a Vance, right? You know, Lincoln, Kennedy, Johnson. No, that's a successor. Somebody who takes over because you die, or Nixon. You could look at that successor, I guess. So
well,
to
the
speak.
difference is Nixon didn't die.
Yeah,
Nixon was thrown out of office for stuff he shouldn't have been doing.
His soul died, but other than that, no.
Yeah.
He was what was he, Amish or something like that?
I have no idea.
He was supposed to be some real religious dude too. That cracks me up.
Who, Nixon?
Yeah. Weird character, man. I grew up watching that on TV constantly. That's why I'm a little bit of a political junkie. That's because of my wonderful father, Jim O. But no, this is meant for a reason. And already the Democrats, they're asking him this question for a reason. Why? 3 weeks. Look what this dude did. Dude, back away from the table. Hunter's gone. The powder's about to go away. Okay, slow down a little bit there, Mr. Donald Trump.
He's not going to, and you know it.
I know it. But I'm just I'm making fun. I mean, the dude is on fire, and because he has to be. And they're already questioning him, who's your successor? Because they want to take him off track. Now, hear this out here. Dude just got reelected. They know 4 years, you're done. You got the FDR rule. You can't be president 3 times. Yeah. Although there's questioning about that going on too, that I'm gonna get into in a minute.
And chances are Trump knowing Trump from what I've seen is gonna try to find a way to bypass that so he can run and try to get elected again.
Well, of course, there is a possibility of a constitutional amendment. You can serve for 3 terms, but not consecutive. Right. So there's some wording in there, and I've listened to it repeatedly, and I don't think there's a snowball chance in
You know what?
in Tampa.
Yeah.
You know, it just ain't happening. No, they're not going to do that, and I don't want them to, because that opens up a real big can of worms. That's not. I don't think that's real smart at all. I'm not going to have to do that. I don't think so. But if they actually did what they were proposing is, okay, you ran once. You ran twice, you lost. You never had a chance at 2 consecutive terms. And why is that a big deal? Because as the Democrats are already asking, who are you going to back? Okay, so you took office 2025 through 6 through 7. And guess what? Now, who are you backing to take your spot, Mr. President?
The way I look at it, though, it's a little early to be asking that question. He's 3 weeks into his term. I think he's trying to, in his mind, with everything he's been doing, try to rectify what he felt the Biden administration messed up, in his opinion.
I 100% agree with you on that. But the reason he's doing it so quickly, because he knows he really only has 2 years, a little less than 2 years, really, because once the election happens in November of 26, no, the midterms.
Oh, the midterm elections, all right.
That's what I mean, the midterms. After that, he becomes a lame duck.
Yeah.
So if the Republicans don't maintain control and even need to increase it, to be honest with you, need to increase it and maintain control and high control. Otherwise, his last 2 years as president are nothing. But he's going to continue doing all he can, but you're going to get so much pushback from Congress and all that, and in the Senate if he doesn't have power. Why does this do this to me? I turn my phone off. It still makes noise.
Okay, so for those that are trying to call into the show,
no, that wasn't a call. It just went ding.
Right. So for anybody that's trying to contact Robbie, doing it on his cell phone is not going to work. If you want to reach out to us,
oh, you know what?
You can either comment on Robbie's Facebook page, which is where he's got his Facebook Live. You can comment on the YouTube channel, which is where you can watch him from a different angle, or you can call us 727-441-3000. Again, 727-441-3000. But please keep any and all phone calls within the boundaries of good taste. Thank you.
Don't behave like Robbie. But ROBBIE, last name FERENCZ, military terms. That would be Foxtrot, Echo, Romeo, Echo, November, Charlie, Zulu. I don't know. Won't let me change it just to Robbie the Shark. But when you look at it, you'll see my beautiful face. And you also see in parentheses Robbie the Shark. And you can look and laugh and hopefully enjoy it.
I've asked you this before, I think. How did Robbie the Shark become Robbie the Shark?
Oh, that was Glassport.
All right.
That was Glassport. Yeah, I became a pretty good bull shooter over the years, and I would hustle people. They begged me to come in a league. And I'm like, no, I can't do leagues. I can't handle the pressure. But it's different when you're hustling, because you're playing, you're acting like a bum. And so you're learning his traits, and then you turn the table on him. It's just like sleight of hand. I mean,
it basically came from
cheating them.
It basically came from pool hustling is how you became the Shark.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a guy. No, this is the cool part. I lived on a 3rd floor and above the bar, and so bar would close at 2, and I'd still be down there. He'd keep serving me all night long, because he's cleaning up whatever. We shoot a game of pool. Dude grabbed a broom. I mean, a regular, not push broom, but a regular
actual
broomstick.
broom.
Yeah. What do you call it? A witch broom,
Broomstick.
Yeah, broomstick. There you go. And he learned me so quickly. I wanted to kill him. And he said, you know what? You definitely are Robbie the Shark. You want to try to play me for some money? I'm like, get you SOB. He said, laughed. He said, Robbie, he said, you shoot too quick. You don't think. If you slow down, you know what you're doing. But nobody knew it at the time either. I had cataracts. It's part of the funny story. I go finally get insurance, and I go to the eye doctor.
Yeah.
And he says, Robbie, he says, do you drive? I'm like, no, sir, I don't drive anymore. I quit that years ago. And he said, that's good. He said, because you're legally blind in your left eye.
Really?
And yes, honest to God. And he said, and the other one ain't too much better. I'm like, what? So he fixed me up with glasses. And then, of course, we hooked up to get the cataract surgery. And I mean, I literally could not see the bus coming until it was within 100, 150 feet. I mean, legally blind, dude. probably should have had a damn dog or something.
Oh, I know, trust me, I know what that's, not to the same degree you do, but I know what that's like. I'm partially blind in my left eye myself.
Are you really?
Yeah, technically the term for me is a coloboma.
I never heard it.
There's a hole in the optic nerve of my left eye. So if anybody looks at me, my right eye is looking directly at you. My left eye is pointed in. I can't see out of my left eye. But the only way I'll get my left eye to work, I have to close and cover my right eye. Then my left eye works.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I just thought you were a weirdo.
Well, that too. But no, there's an actual
I'm
medical
teasing,
term.
Matt.
No,
You
I know.
teasing.
I know. There's an actual medical term for why my left eye looks the way it does.
Wow.
So I know the feeling.
No, but now what they did, I had the Cadillac surgery, and
Wait, Cadillacs make surgery now?
Cadillac. We don't call it cataracts. It's
Right.
Cadillac. You had the Cadillac surgery, man. You get down and they do one eye at a time. They do them separately. And then I moved down to Florida actually right after I had them done. And that's why my glasses look dark because that's prescription.
Transitions glasses.
They're transit. They don't transition very well. They're cheap VA.
Yeah, we've ranted about that a few times here on the show.
I have. I got to go this week. I'm not putting it off. But this week went, man, I got all kinds of deliveries. The Elks Club brought me stuff that I needed. Because I lost everything in the hurricane. Everything, black mold. So everything was, it's gone. So I'm starting all over brand new. I finally got TV, Matt. 2 weeks I went without TV. Guy was here last week and it went to overheat. And he said, well, that's too bad. You got to buy a new box. And the installer left. And it's included in my rent. I said, I don't pay for no box. It's included in my rent. He didn't want to hear it. He left. He was there like at 8 o'clock at night. I'm thinking, what have you been working this late for?
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's weird that they're out there that late at night.
Well, I putzed with it the other day, and I got to go to Roku remote tonight because I can't control the volume, but I can turn it on. And so I'm watching a little bit of Ion TV for a night and a half. I said, you know what? I know that box was saying overheating, but let's try it out. Wada bang, bada boom. I got TV, man. I got it all back. But every 3 or 4 hours, it'll come up and say it's overheating. There's no air getting into it. Matter of fact, I got it sitting on top of a box now because it tells you to remove it from under any shit. It's not under any shelf. I don't have any shelves yet.
Yeah.
I got boxes that I'm putting things on for like a corner table, an end table. I don't have nothing yet. I'm working on it. And that's the fun part, though, is to be able to work on it. And I did get a $5 Buccaneer chair, man.
There you go.
What do you call it? It's like a beach chair, but what you might call
It's one of those folding chairs.
Yeah, but like a tailgating chair.
Yeah, it's expandable.
Yeah, and they're really groovy, man. Really nice. And $5.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I was sitting on a bucket for 10 days, and now I got a chair, so that's groovy.
I have to step. See, it's just small steps in the right direction.
Exactly, and sometimes we overlook that, and
It's sometimes just in life we take the little things that we have for granted.
like the fact that I got to watch this basketball game. I want to kill you.
Hey,
but
don't
that's okay.
yell at me. I left that on. That was just on there when I got here.
I'm teasing you, Matt. I'm just teasing you.
Yeah, for those that are listening on the radio and for even watching online, if you're looking at Robbie, right behind the camera and above his head is a TV screen that's hooked up to cable boxes here in the studio. There's one in the studio where Robbie's sitting, and there's one in the studio where I am. We can flip around to pretty much any channel we want that's available in the cable package here at the station.
Nothing happened yet. The 12 o'clock noon deadline. Hamas let out 3. And I'm a little ticked at the Mr. Trumpster right now about this. I mean, all hell's going to break loose is what he said, quote unquote. But earlier on the way in, I'm trying to find news all morning long, right? I've been watching Young Sheldon and flip over and watch a little bit of Fox News Channel. I don't get CNN. You have to pay extra for that, and I'll be darned if I do that. And I'm not getting anything. I'm finally looking up online. Stopped next door, had my morning coffee, and I guess he said whatever Netanyahu decides. I thought his name was actually Bibi.
Really?
I call him Bibi, and I thought it was Bibi, Netanyahu is what they call him. But I guess his actual former name is Benjamin, according to what I saw online this morning. And thank God we're the Gulf of America. Boy, has that changed my life in Pinellas County.
Yeah, changing the name from Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America really helped lower those egg prices.
Well, it's time for me to create some merch, man. It's all groovy on the Gulf of America.
I thought you were already in the works to have a MAGA shirt changed from "Make America Great Again" to "Make America Groovy Again."
Yes,
I thought you were working on that.
Well, it's been rough, man. Like I said, moving in, all this 34 steps I gotta walk up. The elevator's broke. I swear to God, I'm living at the Big Bang Theory stuff.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, you literally took the words right out of my mouth. I'm like, that's the Big
Oh
Bang
my
Theory all
God.
over again.
I got emphysema, dude. What they call COPD. They are the same, by the way. COPD, you will not get any disability for it, but emphysema you will. That's why they call it COPD that I got, so that I can't get money for the emphysema, which is actually one in the same. Just so you're aware of that. And now I'm thinking about it too. We'll get back to that in a minute. What's going on in the back of my head? Because I do want to inform you people about something really, really groovy. That was one of the things I wanted to get to too. We could do a little bit of that right now.
Yeah.
We talk about the president become a lame duck, and these tariffs. Okay, tariffs that he wants to quote unquote impose.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you realize the inception of our country, and not 1776, 1781, I think the Constitution was ratified. We became a real nation. I could be wrong on my date on that, but somewhere around there. We didn't have an income tax until 1913.
Date of ratification for the Constitution, June 21st, 1788.
1788?
1788, the Constitution was ratified. It finally became ratified after a long process that began in 1787.
Delaware was the first.
Correct.
Right. And okay. So, and what was it, September something or other? That's a holiday we should celebrate. I'm sorry, we should. I really believe it.
Ratification Day?
Yeah. Absolutely. That's when we really became a country.
The Constitution was written in 1787, ratified in 1788, and in operation since 1789. 1789 is when it's been in operation.
That was after the 10 Amendments.
Correct.
It's correct. Yes, that's at 1789. That's the day we need to celebrate when the amendments are through, because now we had a complete country and really what our country is supposed to be, about the people. And like this government cheating you out of money, man, you people don't know what they're doing. It's so ridiculous. Widow Biden, with Joe, what did they call him, Brandon, right? What Brandon did, that money that went to Ukraine, this is all money laundering, okay? You understand that with his DEI programs and everything. You're a government employee, and I'm gonna tell you what, I'm sitting at home on my duff for the past 4 or 5 years, working from home, man. Hey, I gotta go to the store, I'm out of cigarettes, just walk down the store, go get your cigarettes, come home, snap open a beer maybe, get back on the computer and get it back on the phone. They're jerking around. Kids do something wrong, bam, you stop doing whatever you're doing because you take care of family life, right? You're not working. And the president's demanded you come to work. Is there a real problem with that? Well, no, I got to spend money on transportation.
Well, wait a minute. Do you mean between working from home as in like physically going into an office and working?
Right. The president is demanding you physically come back to work. And if you don't, well, then you will be eliminated. But I give you the option of a buyout. And that's I think 6 months worth till September. So, hey, you know what? I'm at home, went through this COVID. We don't really need the extra money that much. Heck with it. Me and the old man are doing right. The kids are happy. Screw it. Mommy's happy being home.
Yeah.
So she don't want to go back to work, or vice versa too. He could be the one at home. She's making the bigger money. Who knows? Doesn't matter. But whoever the government employee is, they can thumb their nose and say to hell with it, and take 6 months, man. That's pretty groovy deal. And in that 6 months, if you no longer want to go to work for the government, that's fine too, because now you could look for a job, and while you're looking for a job, you're getting paid. That's pretty darn groovy. How could you pass that up?
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty groovy too.
And now, wait, you got Congress putting things to a halt. He's not elected. Elon Musk is not stopping nothing. He's telling the president what he found, and then the president takes that information and does what he wants with it. The Secretary of the Treasury is not allowed to look at the books because he's looking at your private information. No, he's not. He's looking at your private information, and the whole house of cards is about to come down. You remember back there years ago, old Hillary Clinton there, she said, if I swing, we all swing. And you know what? They're going to bite the swing, and probably the only one that won't is Mitch McConnell, because I don't think Mitch McConnell can make it another month. This piece of mode, I can't use words.
This piece of junk. We'll leave it at that.
Thank you very much for
You're
taking me
welcome.
out of that for a moment, because it just makes me angry. I mean, how could you be the only Republican not to nominate one of his schmucks? Which, by the way, are good. Hey, that Hegseth dude. Oh hell, I'd love to have a beer, coffee with him, a glass of water. Dude is real, man. I mean, he's a combat vet. He was great on a talk show too on Fox News, or that the morning show, whatever he was on. He was great. This dude's out, and he did every year. I think Navy SEALs during Navy Week or whatever up there in New York City. You'd probably know more about that, Matt, being there from Long Island.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I pay attention to it.
Well, but it was growing up, maybe you've seen it. But they go out and they do this big swim and all this thing, triathlon type of thing, you know, what a Navy SEAL would do.
Yeah.
And when he was on Fox News, he does it every year, and they do this too to raise money for disabled vets and what have you not. And I just saw him on the news yesterday. He was out there in the snow with shorts on doing PT in the morning. I'm like, you nuts? But the dude got it going on, man, and they're mad at him too. But why? Because he wants to cut the cheating. You know, it's simple as this. Hey, Matt, you know what? I'm going to help out your business, man. I'm going to give you $1 million. All right.
Okay.
And you're going to give me 25, 30, okay, 25%. Now give me, a quarter, 250. Then you do what you want with your business. I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's promoting LGBTQ LMNOP. Yes, remember that. You heard it here first over a year ago. And if you're a Gutfeld fan, he just used that Monday night. He stole it right from here. I'll guarantee you that. But what is wrong with you people? They're taking that money. They're getting paid under the table. How do you go in AOC? What do they make? $130,000 a year, Congress schmucks? She's worth millions now. 3 years in office or what? It's mind-boggling in the fact that I can't believe that we tolerate it and put up with it. And I'm going to get ready to take my medication break here, because I do know what I want to finish up on this particular story, and I want to make sure I get it right, because I'm going to get confused now.
All right.
If I don't take my medication, I will have a seizure, people. It's for real. We went and altered it a little bit. So it seems to be working pretty good. I don't know. I didn't swear once yet.
which is a vast improvement from some of the other shows we've had here on the It's All Groovy show.
All
right, so here's what we're gonna do. Finish your thought, and then we'll send you out for medication.
All right. What tune you bring it up?
Same one I always do. Smoking in the voice room.
Okay, groovy. I just want to mention this medication break is brought to you by Gary, Jeff, and Joan. Will treat you like their very own. Shink's Hardware Store, 515 Duquesne, Pennsylvania. That's Shink's Hardware. Gary, Jeff, and Joan treat you like their very own.
And with that, we will be back on the other side. You're listening to the It's All Groovy show right here on the one, the only, the Tan Talk Radio Network. We'll be back with more right after this. All right, we are back once again here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. This is the It's All Groovy show on FM 106.1 and AM 1340 here in Pinellas County in the Clearwater area, and FM 102.3 and AM 1350 up in Dade City. We got you covered here on the It's All Groovy show. This is Matt, the producer, coming to you from our Clearwater studios on the Tan Talk Radio Network. For those of you that are watching on Facebook and YouTube, empty studio. Robbie is outside on his medication break. The reason you don't see me, like always, is the cameras are facing inside the studio. I am sitting behind them. That is why you can only hear me and not see me. You might see me a little later on when we stop the feed, but for now, you're staring at an empty studio while Robbie finishes up what he has to. If you want to get your opinions heard on the show today, 727-441-3000. Again, 727-441-3000. That is the phone number to call. But again, we always ask you to please keep the calls within the bounds of good taste. Thank you very much. If you're tuning into this show for the first time, welcome to the program. We try to touch on whatever we feel like touching on, but we say it in the promo that you hear at the start of every show. We advise you to listen to the show at your own risk. Robbie will get back into his stuff in a little while when he comes back from his medication break. But if you're like me, this is a wonderful time of year to be a sports fan because we've got the start of spring training coming up. Actually, pitchers and catchers have already reported. Full camp workouts start on Monday. Games start next week for spring training. March Madness kicks off in about a month. The Super Bowl just ended. We've got spring football. We got camp starting for the NFL again in August. We got the draft in April. A lot of good stuff going on from the sports world in the next couple of weeks, including the Four Nations tournament in the sport of hockey. Finland and Sweden dropped the puck at 1 o'clock from the Bell Center in Montreal, followed by the big one later tonight, the USA and Canada at 8 o'clock. Championships of that are later this week, but that is the sports update for today. Again, 727-441-3000 is the phone number to call. And back with us on the It's All Groovy show is the incomparable Robbie the Shark.
Is that right, Matt? We talked before the show, and what, 1 o'clock this afternoon?
Yeah, 1 o'clock is the first game, and it's televised on ABC. It's Sweden and Finland.
Oh, really?
In Montreal, yes.
On ABC.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Because I'm seeing advertisements, TNT, but then I go there and it's basketball.
Yeah, they're bouncing across, because all three networks that the tournament is aired on, ABC, ESPN, and TNT. Well, ABC and ESPN are Disney-owned. TNT is Turner Broadcasting. Different ownership group. So yeah, basically the mouse owns ESPN and ABC. Yeah, they're all Disney controlled.
Oh yeah, I know they are Disney controlled.
Yeah,
and,
that's what I meant by the mouse. As in Mickey Mouse and Disney, they own everything.
Disney's pretty evil.
I didn't say it. Now I did.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, that's your opinion. I didn't say that.
That's my humble opinion. What they've seen go on over the years. I mean, I don't even want to mention that.
Right.
They don't deserve my airtime and wasting my time.
But we have a couple people that are commenting on the YouTube channel, like always. They're asking where the blonde is, aka Cheryl, the caretaker. Have you heard from her?
I didn't. I mentioned that to you before the show. I didn't mention it on the air. Yeah. No, I talked to a friend of hers, and said, "Hey, just what's going on? Is she okay? Let me know what's going on with her. I care about her." And nobody's heard nothing. Like I said, the taxi cab service that I use, they've known her for 30 years. They haven't heard from her in over a month. So nobody knows nothing except for she broke her leg. But apparently she's doing really fantastic. And that was the quote that I got in response back on Messenger on Facebook that she's doing fantastic, and didn't elaborate. But I know her daughter just had a baby. And so maybe she's moving in over there and, grooving out as grandma and being cool. And
good for her.
Yeah. And that's, I
wish her a speedy recovery from a broken leg, but good for Cheryl.
Yeah. I don't know if it was a femur or, what do you call it there? Tibia down below. I don't know what she broke, but, femur's got to be bad, man. I could not imagine that. I cracked an ankle, but that was tough. That's funny, man. Back in the day, I cracked an ankle because the wife broke her ankle. Matter of fact, she was working with my cousin Iggy's wife. She had just started a cleaning company. Very first day, Lisa falls down the steps and breaks her ankle. Uninsured, the whole deal. No big deal. There was no animosity. These things happen,
Yeah.
And but what was funny was couple days later, I don't know what the hell I did, tripped over and fell. But we could use the what do you call it? Your crutches, because both of our legs, hers was her right, mine was my left. So it was the weirdest thing to watch us walk down the street. One of the good moments I had in my life with my ex-wife. But we weren't talking about that. How'd you get me off on a tangent? Because you started talking about the sports when I was listening outside. I listened to you outside.
And then a couple people commented on the YouTube stream wondering where the blonde was. That's what they call her.
They just call her the blonde. It's Cheryl, the caretaker.
Yep.
She is a really wonderful person. She had some difficulties she went through. Of course, I lost my home means she lost hers because she was my roommate. No hanky panky or nothing like that ever going down. I had total respect for her and me. She really didn't stay there that much anyway. Because she stayed over in another trailer park where she had a lady friend over there. She hung out with her daughter lived over there. So, well, she's 2-3 days a week at my place, maybe clean, do the dishes, what have you not. That was basically the deal. And it was fun to have her around. She's wild. She's definitely, when you want to talk about groovy, she is. She's a weird chick, man, but she is groovy. She's funny. Sure, if you're out there listening, I do miss you. And apparently so do the listeners.
Yeah, and if you're listening, Cheryl, call in 727-441-3000.
That would be super groovy.
Groovy, as we say it all the time, groovy dooby doo.
Yeah, because I don't know where she's at, but all I hear is she's doing fantastic was the quote.
Good.
And you're doing fantastic. Well, I'm not going to question, well, what's that mean? I don't need to be that neb-nosed. I mean, I would like to know because I am like that. But
so am I when it comes to Cheryl.
I'll let it go. We were talking about tariffs before, right?
Tariffs? Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking at the clock, 37, so I got 20 minutes left. I could stick this in here. And the tariffs on the tax, the steel and the aluminum. Okay? And they're already talking that that's bad. No, it's not. You understand? If you're from Pittsburgh, you know. And if you don't know, then I don't know what the hell you were smoking. And I smoked a lot back up there too in the day. But you can't start nor shut down nor sell a steel mill, that's STILLMILL, steel mill, without government approval. That is a fact. That is a fact. We had a buyer for the old Dorothy Works there in Duquesne and was German and was turned down. And that was the whole city of Duquesne just basically evaporated when they shut down. It was horrible, 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 horrible. That's funny. I did have an idea to revive it, but I didn't have the total mental ability, I think. Now, what I wanted to do, I owned a beer distributor in Duquesne, which failed.
And where is that anyway?
Duquesne, Pennsylvania, 11 miles south
of Pittsburgh.
Say it right, south. Downtown Pittsburgh, that's right. Right near Monroeville, Kennywood Park. Anybody been to Kennywood Park? They know where that's West Mifflin, Duquesne area. Nice area to grow up in. Honestly, I understand things are getting a little strange. There are more better neighborhoods and more towards the south side, and that is what I hear. I don't know. I'm not there. All I know is my family seems to be like they're doing okay. They're happy, so I'm happy for them. And I seen that just before I came into the snow. You poor sons of bees. I'm glad St. Petersburg Pelican Pete saw his shadow, man, and the alligator ran away because we got sunshine. But we got cold weather coming this week, huh?
Yeah, cold weather by Florida standards.
Yeah. Back into the 60s or some kind of garbage.
Yeah, it's supposed to hit 60s Monday, the low 70s, I think Tuesday, Wednesday, and then
what's
60s.
The low overnight?
Overnight, I think it's supposed to be 40s and 50s, I think.
40s and 50s.
I think.
Now, see, people up north don't realize that hypothermia sets in under 60 degrees, and when you get into the 40s, it's going to happen quickly, and you could die. I mean, it's bad, especially when you're accustomed, like today's going to be 80 degrees. I didn't know whether to bring a coat. No, I hate this time of year. Beautiful in the afternoon, cold in the morning, cold at night. You don't know what the heck to do. But I do love being here. I'm very glad I made a decision to move to Florida. It's been a wild ride down here.
That's being nice. Well, it's Florida. You got to remember that we're in Florida.
Oh my God.
It's wild down here, man.
Grady
Wild.
Judd, I wanted to talk about him too. I didn't write that down. I forgot what he said the other day. I saw Grady Judd, man. That dude is a nut. What's that? Is that Manatee?
What is?
Next door to us, or Grady Judd?
I have no idea.
Grady Judd. He's the sheriff that I don't know. There was somebody that was shooting back at cops, and I don't know, there was like 20 cops there, and they asked Grady Judd, "Well, why'd you stop shooting?" And he said, "Well, we ran out of bullets."
Polk County.
Polk County.
Polk County.
Polk County. Yeah, it's to the east of us, I think, right across from Tampa.
I think so.
I'm almost near Orlando, I think. If I can, I don't know. I don't drive, so I don't know nothing. I quit that years ago. Too many DUIs. It's not worth having it. Although, boy, I saw this roadster car, my new neighborhood. Oh, it's so beautiful. No, I have a propensity to do bad things, so I won't do it. I'll stay safe. I'll take my taxi cab, Sunshine chauffeur service. They're fabulous. They treat you like family. They really do.
They're smack dab in between. Polk County is like the Lakeland area.
Exactly. So northeast of Tampa, basically.
Yes. Yeah. It's smack dab going between here and Orlando.
Oh, and matter of fact, Lakeland made the dumbest videos program this morning. 4 different shows. Oh man, this dude was on there, man. I couldn't believe it. I guess they have one of them shows where the cars that you do the bouncing up and down.
Lowriders.
Yeah, is it okay?
Yeah, anything with the hydraulics, when the cars bounce,
hydraulics.
That's lowriders.
Well, and they do it from remote control outside. Well, dude is doing it. It's bouncing pretty good. And bam, a rim flies off, smacks dude right under the jaw. Man, oh my God, I couldn't laugh so bad. And he's from Lakeland. I'm like, shit, only Florida. And I thought you'd say only Pittsburgh, but
no, Florida's got some weird stuff going on around it too. It's not just you.
I'm one of them, so you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, back to the steel mills. You can't shut them down. You know why you can't shut them down?
Why not?
Because it's essential for the protection of the United States of America. The government's job is to provide post roads and the safety of the people. And the military, we need steel. I did actually work in a steel mill that was owned by Germans, and that was when I made pipe there at the end before I moved down here. And that was next to Duquesne. It also wanted to be bought by a separate German entity. And I think that's maybe why they turned it down, because they didn't want 2 Germans feeding each other and collusion and what have you. Not because when we go to war, if you're not with us, you're against us. And if you're against us, then we lose. That's how we beat the Germans. We shut down their industry. They couldn't come shut down ours. They couldn't get here close enough. They sure tried with U-boats and all that other happy stuff, but never, fortunately, had success. You need to have it. And why are they making a deal with Ukraine and Putin? And we're going to get rare earth material. I tell you what, Trump is one slick dog, but I want to say this too, Mr. Trump. I know your people out there, you hear me, you know. Listen to me. You want to know how to make the cuts in these departments, you need to talk to me. As my father Jimbo said, the fish stinks from the head. It's not the underlings. The underlings got to take out of their pocket. Boss says, hey, you donate to this, you donate to that. Hey, look the other way. That's DIA. Hey, look the other way. We're processing LGBTQI. No. It's a scam. If you get rid of the underlings, it stays there. And that was back to Taft. This is when bureaucracy started. Taft, after Taft. Because Taft is when it was ratified. But at any rate, I digress. My mind just blew a gasket there. I can't think of the president's name now. At any rate, that's when the bureaucracy started, 1913. So we've been working on this for over 100 years. It's so infiltrated all around. They talk about Elon's not elected. No, he's not elected. And he's not making decisions. He's just telling the president, this is what I found. Here you go. I'm taking a look at the book. There you go. And I tell you what you need to do, Mr. President. if you want some real smart advice about this and make people happy and make Democrats really want to vomit in their own throat, I understand that they found almost $2 trillion worth of waste already, or it's expected to be within the next 6 months. I can't verify that. And it's almost guaranteed within the next year and a half, they will find $4 trillion. Well, Mr. President, people's being bitching and moaning about the Nazi Fauci and the bird flu making our egg prices go up. Well, you can put a halt to all that. Because if you take every American citizen, and I stress the word citizen, and you do the math and you divide it up, I believe if you just go with the short money to 2 trillion, each citizen, and I'm talking from a 2-year-old or a 2-day-old to a 99 ready to die, everybody gets it. 16 and under, your parents get the money. They decide what you do with it. 16 and older, you're allowed to take a job. You do what you want to do with it. And now you take that $5,700. It's going to be available if it's $2 trillion that we trim. It's already paid for. Give it back to us, people. Let us see what you're taking off of us. Okay? Let us see what you're taking off of us. Give it. And what will that do to the economy? Boom! What was that Carolina senator way back in the years going? He said, "There's too much consuming going on down here. Because with too much consuming going on, that's when you're going to cause inflation. Too much consuming going on down here. It's going to blow up. What are these people going to do? $5,700, just like your stimulus check. But they're working too, and now they got extra money to invest. I think I'm allowed to say this: piss up, do whatever the hell they want. Let them fly. Let America spend our money, because if you didn't steal it from us to begin with, we would have been spending it. But then you got the income differences, so the big guys get more because they got the orders they can pay for and this and that and the other thing. And make it fair for everybody. Like back in the day when I was a kid, when I started working 16, state income tax, which Florida, we're blessed, we have none. But Pennsylvania, it was 2.8%, but it was for everybody. There was no write-offs, nothing. Little short cards you filled out, put in what you made, what they took, boom, sent it in. It's all groovy. Very, very simple process. But then they had to get their fingers in it. And why did they get their fingers in it? Because they want to control you, tell you what to buy, what not to buy, to have kids or not have kids. It's all about. It's all control. Well, we'll give you a break if you buy a house, okay? So you can use that as a tax write-off. So that means you're enticing me, aren't you? It's all a bunch of BS. I don't know how long this sports will take me, but I really want to do the tax thing. All right, folks, listen. I'm going to do the tax thing. Screw it. Need to know now. You need to know right now. And how many of you are out there just can't wait? I'm getting $2,000 back this year, man. What is it? H&R Block, man, and they giving me $4,000. I went in, I walked out with $4,000 in my pocket, tax free or no interest free loan. Boom, because they know I'm getting the money. Why does the government owe you $4,000? Is there anything special you did through the year? Most of you working people and not business owners. Not that that they're any better than us, but they got different gigs going on. But this is for the regular working class folk. You're getting back $2,000. You know what that means? They stole $2,000 off you. Okay, your electric bill is only $100, but you know what, Robbie? We're going to charge you $150 every month. End of the year, okay, you only used $10,000. We took $12,000. We'll give you $2,000 back. You stole it off of me. You follow me there, folks? You stole it off of me. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you right now. You never, ever, 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 ever have to file an income tax return again in your life. You can look up Irwin Schiff. Find the book if you can. Probably can't because it take it out of circulation. I read it back in 1998 when I first did this. And I had got beaten on taxes because I did cheat and I got caught. I got caught, and I had to pay that back. And then I read the Irwin Schiff book, and I'm like, whoa, dude, oh, you went to jail for that? Ooh, you screwed up there, huh? And then he got to the meat and potatoes and explained how you do it and exactly how it works. You never have to pay any taxes at all, or you can choose to pay the amount that you want. And this is where it comes iffy, and people are going to think this is fraudulent, but it's not, because in reality, the government is supposed to send me a tax bill. But you want me to divulge how much money I made, which you already know because it's reported to you by my business owner every 2 weeks. You know exactly what I made. You know exactly what was taken out of me because you fill out your W-2 form.
Which you're supposed to do.
Which is, you need to talk to your departments at work and need to fill out a new W-2. We'll get back to that in a moment. The reason is, if you take, say you did your income taxes already, you probably done them online too. And the last time I did mine, I didn't get my $800 back. I got cheated by that.
Yeah, I haven't done my taxes yet. I'm
Government
going to get
crap.
that done in a couple of weeks.
I'm not sure what I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to file anything.
We have it on record. You know that, right?
Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to say this out loud.
Okay.
I've been doing it since 1998. Okay, this is a fact. You call my ex-wife. She'll tell you, hey, that's not Paul, but he was right. For once in his life, he was actually right. Robbie the retard, too. You call me that if you want. That's fine and dandy. I don't care. But it works. This is true. This is factual. Now, let's just say you did your income tax and you figured, okay, I'm getting back $2,000. Why? That's $2,000. You know what? Let's make it a good number, 2,400. You know, so that's $100 each month extra you can have in your pocket. Okay, but you don't have it because the government's stealing it from you. So they're charging you too much. You know, you have X amount of dependents. Well, what you do is you do another tax form. You already filed. You're waiting for your check now. Groovy and digging that, okay? And now you put on there what your return would be if you had, instead of your 2 children, you had 3 or 4 or 5. If you're a single person, at least back in, last time I was actually gainfully employed was 2018, a single person needs to claim 7. Okay, you claim 7 dependents. Okay, and I had 6 cats, so I had 6 dependents. They were dependent on me, and I considered them what a dependent is. Now, what the big deal is here, if you read your 1040, it says you must file income taxes, and let me state that word, must. Okay, you remember Bill Clinton's trial? He said, depends on what the word is. Same thing legalese with the word must. Must implies may or may not. It does nowhere say that you are required to. Why? Because you are not required to. I was called in 1998 to be audited. And the woman asked me, the auditor, she said, did you file your income taxes? I said, I sure did. She said, we ain't got them. I said, well, it's not my problem. And she says, well, we're going to audit you. We want you to come in next Tuesday. I said, good. She said, did you file your income tax? I said, I certainly did. And I don't know, Matt, this might require, no, I'm going to say just exactly the way I told the agent.
All right, I got you.
Okay, so exactly the way I told her, and it's not really a bad word. But I said, yes, ma'am, I definitely filed my income taxes. She said, well, where are they at? We don't have them. I said, it's in a box.
Uh-oh.
That box is duct taped shut. And it's marked IRS and other secret shit.
Ship. He said ship.
Ship, okay.
It's on a secret ship. That's where he put it.
Flat out exactly what I told her. And she said, well, we're going to bring that in and we're going to take a look in that box. This is, I don't think so. She said, what do you mean you don't think so? I said, ma'am, have you heard of the 4th Amendment? That you can be secure and safe in your personal papers and effects? She stuttered for a minute. I said, have you heard the 5th Amendment right? 5th Amendment right, basically, I don't have to be a witness against myself. But if I give you a tax return, I just became a witness against myself. And now that I became a witness against myself, I've also given up my Fourth Amendment rights because now you can seize the rest of my papers, my receipts, to see if I'm telling the truth. I gave all my rights away to you. I said, we're not going to do that. She said, I'll see you next Tuesday. I said, yes, ma'am. I'll be there with KDKA Radio. And which I did not come with KDKA Radio. But the following Monday, I get a phone call. And she said, Robbie, you going to be here tomorrow? I said, yeah. I said, what, 9, 10 o'clock? We're going to have coffee first, what? And she said, 10 o'clock. I said, I'll be there with bells on. She said, you bringing that box? I said, you mean that box marked IRS and other
Stuff.
sheet metal?
Yeah.
And she said, yes. So we're going to open. I said, oh, ma'am, we're not. Do I have to read verbatim again the Fourth and Fifth Amendment to you and then explain to you what it means? She says, no, sir, Robbie. Ferenz, F-E-R-E-N-C-Z. Don't come tomorrow. Don't bother. I didn't file again until COVID because I needed my $1,200 COVID check, and the only way to get it was the government coerced me. File it, you'll get it. And that's what they do to you every year. They steal $2,000 off you. Of course, you're going to file and give up your information. You want that $2,000. It's April. You just pissed it all up, and Christmas and New Year's. And,
You're still
and,
recovering from recovering from holiday spending.
Exactly. You say, damn, I got $2,000 coming in. Spring is here. Life is good, man. They're cheating you. You want your money back, so you gladly give up your rights to get that money. It's trash, people. Don't do it. I'm telling you, it's a fact. It works. You can look it up. It definitely is. We're at 57 minutes after. We didn't get to talk too much about the sports.
That's okay. I touched on it while you were outside on your medication. Don't worry.
Yeah. No. I wanted to mention something about Trump and how we finished for the year.
Let's
see. We wound up being 34-50, 68% for the regular season. Top 3 to beat the bookie, 38-61. Crappy playoffs, but 62.29% we're ahead of the game. And the real reason Trump was there was to make the game honest. Okay? That's the real reason, to be honest. Well, I did have a nice little story I wanted to tell about. We'll do that next week with top 3 to beat the bookie. That gives me I missed a lot. I need to get 2 hours worth of show. Anyway,
talk to the honchos about that if you want more show.
Well, we need to get a few more investors and get these things going much better for me. And it'll happen. I just keep praying the Lord Jesus Christ. He takes care of me. He got me up this morning, got me here. And trust me, there's sometimes I think during the week, what am I doing? Am I insane? And he says, yeah, but you got to keep doing it, man. And don't forget, people up there in Pittsburgh, stop and see Gary, Jeff, and Joan. They'll treat you like your very own. Shinks Hardware Store, 515 Grant Avenue, Duquesne, PA, and Sunshine Chauffeur Service, 727-527-RIDE. That's 527-7433 right here in Pinellas County. Take care of you up and down the beach and take you to the airport if you need to. At any rate, the comments here don't reflect the station or management.
Everything you guys have heard on the show today is that of Robbie and anybody else on the show, and not reflected at us here at the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Thank you, Matt. It's for entertainment purposes only. I hope you were entertained, and I hope you learned a little bit, and I think I might have too. God be with you. Peace out.
And on that note, that has been the It's All Groovy show right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network. For Robbie the Shark and everybody here at the show, this is Matt the producer. We will talk to you same time, same place, same channel next week. And remember, folks, it's all groovy.
My spouse, so that we can